Hello everyone and welcome to our Learning Hour webinar. I'm Prasanna and I'm excited to be your host for today's session. Today we have our expert trainer Mr. Morgan and he'll be sharing a very interesting topic about data analysis with Power Query. During the session, you may ask question in the chat box below. Mr. Morgan will answer the question at the end of the session. Without waiting any longer, I hand over the floor to Mr. Morgan.
All right. Thank you, Prasanna, and good afternoon to all the participants who are online now. All right. Welcome to our webinar on data analysis with Power Query. Now, this Power Query, right? It's might be something new for some of us, okay, and some of you maybe have already explored about Power Query. But let me just unleash to you what are the potential and the advantages if you can utilize the Power Query effectively in your working data. All right. So I'll be giving you some ideas. I will give you some demos how easy and how fast actually you can compile report by using Power Query. Now, before I proceed further, okay, my name is Morgan. I do training in Microsoft Office products. So Excel is one of my forte, and what is it? I do also do training programs in Microsoft Word and also for other applications lah. All right. Okay. Now let's just go for some briefing. Some of us might not know where is the location of Power Query inside Microsoft Excel. All right. So later I will share with you where to go and find the location, lah, okay, in the Microsoft Excel. Yeah, and what version is already been pre-installed or preloaded with my Power Query. All right. Now, the Power Query, right? Before we even start to use the Power Query, you got to understand how is the concept of Power Query works. Okay, you got a concept that only can understand. Okay. Now, let me just give you a briefing here. Okay, here you can see on my screen it is called an ETL process. Okay, ETL stands for the extract. Okay, meaning let's say you have a data. Your data source can be anywhere. It can be either in your laptop, in your PC, on your server or cloud. It doesn't matter. Okay, it can go and extract the data. Okay, that's the meaning of the here. Okay, so wherever your data source is, it's good and extracts. Okay, extracts the data. Then later, uh, we will be using Power Query to do the transformation.
Sorry,
What
sir.
does this mean? Okay, this means, okay, when you have a data, mostly all the data that we receive, either you download from your system or your IT government give it to you. Some of the data or most of the data that we downloaded, it is not suitable to be processed into a report immediately. Meaning you got to take some time for you to process it. All right. You hold on. Okay, let me check. Did I share the screen? Okay. All right. Okay, let me check again. So sorry for it. Okay, just give me a nod. Can you all see my screen now? Can you see my screen, guys? Double check. Okay, now it should be fine. All right, now let me repeat that again. All right, now this is the concept of Power Query. Yeah. Okay, now Power Query, the concept is very simple. It is using the ETL process. Okay, ETL stands for extract, transform, load. That's the basis of Power Query. Now let me explain to you what is ETL. It's very simple. Okay, the E stands for extract. Now your data, right? It can be sitting anywhere. It can be sitting either in your laptop. It can be sitting either in your server, either in your PC. Okay, shared folder, cloud, doesn't matter. Okay, what Power Query can do, you just need to let the fella know where is the source. The fella will know how to grab it. You don't need to crack your head. All right, it will go and extract it. After you're extracting, right, what is the next thing that we need to do is we need to transform the data. The transform here means let's say you download a file. It can be any file format, doesn't matter. Some of us will download as a CSV file. Some of us will download as a text file. Some of us download as an Excel file. Okay. Now, when you download this kind of file, most of the time it is not ready to be processed, meaning you still need to do some cleansing. You might need to remove the header. You might need to remove some of the blank rows or columns. Okay, some of the columns you don't require in your report, so you need to remove it. You need to do some calculations. Okay, all these kind of things you need to do. Then only you take the next step to do the processing. Now here, what Power Query comes is it will do the transformation itself. That means that it will auto remove your columns, your rows that is unwanted, then the calculation that you needed, everything will be done for you. That's what the transform here means. Okay, everything is automated 100%. Then once the transformation is done, what Power Query is do after the process is done, it will load it back to your Excel. Okay, that's it. That's the simple process of it. Okay, so this is where the Power Query will come in, this part here. Okay, this part here, the transformation here. Now you might be wondering how the fellow will know how to remove my rows, how to remove my columns. Now the thing is this: you need to educate or let Power Query know at least one time in our life, okay, how to do the transformation. Once you have already educated Power Query on that, that's it. The fellow is smart enough to know the next time that this file is going to be processed or this report is not going to be processed, it will remember all the steps and it will apply the steps and it will load it back. Now, all this process, right, doesn't matter how big is your file. Your file might be few 100,000 record, or let's say a million record, or 20 million record. Okay, doesn't matter. Power Query will handle it. Okay, he knows how to manage the data part. You don't need to worry. Don't crack your head thinking about all this, how it's working. You just do your work as normal. You just do your report as normal. Power Query will absorb all the steps, then he knows how to apply. So the next time, let's say you take a report. It takes you about half a day for you to complete it. After you have already engaged Power Query, right? The same report, you can finish it maybe about 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, it's that fast. And this Power Query is actually very efficient because you are reducing your time creating reports. Now let's think about this. If you are creating a report and it's taking you half a day, that half a day is a waste because creating a report is actually a more on a clerical work. You might be needed to do more on the sales part or more on the marketing part or more on the business development part. You want to save more time to do that rather than just do the clerical work like this reporting stuff lah. Now this is the reason why the Power Query has come in, so that you will spend more time on more efficient ways, okay, like what I just mentioned to you lah. All right, so attending meetings and all that. So the process of creating reports will be fully automated. You can just click a refresh button, your process is done. Even you don't click a refresh button, that is an automated way how this can be done. That means the report can be done automatically, no problem. There is also a way. Okay, now let me just give you a very fast go. What is the capabilities? Later I will show you to you some of the demos. Okay, one of it is you can combine multiple sheets. Okay, now if you have about 6 sheets and you need to combine them, right now I'm very sure we are doing copy and paste. It is not wrong. Okay, it's still okay, but it's just time consuming. Okay, and to make things worse, let's say in the 6 sheets, we might have a blank rows. Then you have to do go and find out where's the blank rows, then you're going to remove it, or maybe you sort it or filter it. Okay, whatever it is, still a manual work lah. Okay, now if you do Power Query, the filler will auto remove all the blank rows and it will combine for you the data from the multiple sheets with few seconds, guaranteed. Second, you can also combine multiple sheets if you have multiple Excel files. If you have, let's say, like a boss suddenly said, can you do an analysis for the last 5 years? Okay, January to December. How is our pattern for our demand? All right, maybe from the COVID period until now, all the charts have changed right after the COVID. So you want to do an analysis. Okay, when you do an analysis, so you got to have like what, 5 years plus 12 months. That is going to be about 60 sheets. All right, so you're using a Power Query, no problem. The filler will know how to bring the data from all the 60 sheets just by a click of a button. And the best part of it, you no need to open the files. Power Query will open the files on behalf of you at the background lah. Okay, you don't need to even to see your files lah. The fella will know how to do it. You just need to click the button, and it'll combine for you all the data from all the files from all the sheets. Now you can also combine multiple Excel files. Let's say you only have one sheet, so not a problem. It can still combine it. Now you might be wondering, if I have about five staff and they are managing my Excel file and they're manually inputting, but sometimes their data structure is not consistent. No problem. There is a way how you can manage it in Power Query. So the ultimate objective of this Power Query is not to change any SOPs in your current process. Okay, you don't need to go and tell to this branch, can you change your format of this report after this because I need to change it. Okay, no way. You are going to be the owner of the process. You can do whatever you want. You don't need to help. You don't need to need the help of the IT, which is very time consuming because IT people are very busy. Okay, so when you put in a request, you have to wait for them to complete it. It's not that immediately they can do it. But with Power Query, you don't need the assistance of IT anymore. All right, okay, then you can do it yourself. So you see that everything is going on the efficiency way. Okay, so you don't need to rely on something. It's like that, like, sometimes you don't like to rely on somebody to do things, but sometimes due to the protocol of the company, we still have to wait for it. Nowadays you can avoid that because we have Power Query. Now you can also another good thing is you can combine multiple file formats, not a problem. Now here, let me give you an example. Let's say I have two files. One is my Malaysia file, another one is my US. So when the US branch sends me a report, they send me with TXT file or text file. That's because when they email, the size of the file is too big if they send it as an Excel file. So they want to shrink, so they save it as a text file, TXT file, or maybe a binary file. Okay, no problem, it can you can just ask them like what I just say. Remember, there is not going to be any change of SOP. So they have been sending to you by TXT file or CSV or a binary Microsoft binary file. Also, no problem. Maintain it. You can change it later in Power Query. And in future, the US sends you again with the binary file or even the text file. No worries. Power Query knows how to convert it. The fella will do it for you. You don't need to worry anything. Okay, so you can merge data from multiple files. Okay, you can merge data with multiple file formats also. Now, merging here, okay, the word merging here is, let's assume it's I hope you all know what is a VLOOKUP. Okay, if you know how the logic of VLOOKUP works, merging and VLOOKUP is the same logic in Power Query. Imagine you're doing a VLOOKUP with hundreds file. Okay, if you think the normal way, I don't think so. I don't even know how to start with 100 files. Okay, it's going to be hell. Okay, but in Power Query, no problem. You just click our button. Within few minutes, you can just finish your merging already. Okay, it doesn't matter it's the Excel format or non-Excel format, no problem. You can do a report cleansing very easily. I will show you one demo, one of my worst, let's say, report. Let's see how fast it takes for it to cleanse and come out with the report. Okay, and also you can do calculation with Power Query. All right, you can also do that. All right, now where is Power Query located? This is the Power Query. Okay, I'm showing you here. Okay, this is the Power Query, the location of Power Query. All right, as you can see, oh, sorry. Okay, as you can see, this is under the data. Okay, your data, and the one that I highlighted in the red border is the tools that belongs to Power Query. You don't see a menu called Power Query, but these are the tools for Power Query. All right. So that's the location, and it's available. Okay, it's already installed for 2016 beyond. So any version after that is you have that lah. Okay. Now but it's not the web-based don't have this. Okay, so it's all the desktop version only has this lah. Now what is it? I would recommend um to have at least version 2019. Okay, for Power Query, because 2016 version of Excel doesn't have much features of Power Query. They have some limitation lah. Some new features is not there because 2016 is a bit old already. So 2019 is still okay. Whatever I do in my training is always there. 2016 maybe one or two features not there, but it's not that they can't do it. In 2019 maybe one step can finish it. In 2016 you have to do two steps to finish it. That's the only difference lah. All right. Okay. Now let me just go straight to the point and just give you a demo how some of the simple reports. Okay, I have made some very simple data for you to see because this is a webinar. I don't want to take a lot of your time. Okay, so I just show you some simple data. Just have a look how it works and just calculate how long it takes for me to just complete a report. All right, now I take it. I'm going to do a simple one first. Okay, multiple sheets. Okay, let me show you the content of this sheet. Okay, here I have a data from a file from January up to August. Okay, and these are my data that I always key in, like my date, product, and quantity. Okay, so every month I will be doing this, all my transactions, lah, okay, for February up to August. So I want to do an analysis. If we are not doing if the traditional way, normally what we do, we will copy all this. Okay, we will copy all this. Okay, column sheet by sheet and paste it in a single sheet. Then only you process it. Right? Okay, correct. Then when September comes, then you copy again from the September's data and you paste it. So that's how we have to do it, including a pivot table. Okay, even pivot table also it takes data from a single source. So you have to do that. No choice. Okay, now let's see how Power Query will be able to help me to combine all this. Yeah. Now I want the report. You can have the report. That means the consolidation, the combining of the data. You can be done. It can be done on the same file, or you can be done in a different file. Now I'm going to do it in a different file. All right, just to show you or to make you understand. If you have a file that is being managed by a user or few of your users, okay, and you don't want to get involved in the file that they're updating, you just are interested in to see the full report. Okay, so let's assume it's such a way. So this is my file, all right? So I'm going to open up a fresh Excel file here. Okay, data. So it's an Excel file format. So you see I'm under the data. Okay, remember the data. So this is the data. Okay, remember guys, this is a webinar. I just want you to just to focus on the output and how long it takes for us to complete it. Okay, so during the class, during the training, we will go in a slower pace and to make you understand part by part how Power Query really works. All right. So this is my folder. So my data is here under the multiple sheets. Okay. So this is my file that I want to combine. Okay. So we have all of our sheets is listed here. Okay, you can see it's all listed. Okay, it's according to the alphabetical order. All right. Now, there are few things that you got to understand how to choose all this. All right. So during the class, I will have more time for me to explain how do you choose the sheets that you want to be reflected in your report. All right. Some of them will go and select multiple. Okay, like this, which is okay. Okay, but you must know what will happen. All right. So I'm not going to go through that for now. I want to create a system. Okay, a report where it's supposed to take all the data with the current sheets that I have and also the future sheets that's going to come in. That means the sheets that I have right now is until August. So when the September's sheet comes in, I want Power Query to grab it as well. Okay. Now this is something that macro is going to be very complex. You know macro, right? Some of you maybe have used macro or heard about it. That is super complex if you want to do this, but it is super easy if you use the Power Query. Now let me just show it to you. Okay, so this is the window of a Power Query. So if you have not seen before, this is how it looks like. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a bit fast. Okay. Just for you to see how fast it is. Okay. So this is all asking me whether all is okay or not, what columns you want, how many columns are there in your Excel file. Don't worry about all this. Okay, so this is all the data. You can see the fuller has already combined the data from all the sheets. Okay, you can see the dates here. Okay, you can see bulan 1, bulan 2, bulan 3, bulan 4, bulan 5, and so forth lah. If you scroll down some more, you have it lah. Bulan 8, bulan 7, bulan 8. All right, so let me rename the header and quantity. Right, let me remove the unwanted rows. Okay, I don't need this. I'm doing it very simple. During class, I show you the simple one and also the complex one, okay? Then this is my last one I need to do, all right, which is detect my data type. Okay, so I have the first column date, the second column is my product, the third column is my quantity, and just look how simply it has done this. Bulan 1 hingga bulan 8 has been combined into one. So this is the transformation I was talking about. Earlier, when I was importing the file, it is called extract. The one I just did now is called transformation. Okay, now I'm ready to load. So when I'm going to load it back to Excel, close and load, it's giving you options. Do you want to load it as a table? Do you want to load it as a pivot table report, pivot chart, creation of the connection? All right. So that there's few lah. Okay. This one add this data model. If you're using a power pivot, you can select this. Okay. For now, just leave it this part first. Let's select a pivot table. Okay. Click OK. All right. Let me just show you how pivot table works. Let's say if I select a date in my rows, there you go. You can already see Jan to August. And let me just move my product and my quantity. Oh, sorry. Um, just put the month. Okay. So there you go. So you're looking at the quantity, okay, of the sum. Okay, that's it. So how easy was it? No copy and paste also involved. The fella has just grabbed it, combine all the data from the sheet, and you see my pivot table is completed. Simple like that. All right, let's do a simple test. So this was that my source file. Okay, let's maintain on August lah. So this is a transaction that happened on 3rd of August for 2021. Let's put 5th of August 2021. Let's say we put there webinar 6. Oh, sorry, already there. Okay. Let's say we put the as performed. Okay, 234. Okay, for prints. Okay. Already my data entry clerk already updated the data. So right now the August doesn't have that. But let me just go and do a refresh. That's it. Updated. Okay, the new data has been updated. So this is for the month of August. Now let's do a testing. If the fella go and if the user go and insert a new sheet, with whether this will be able to capture or not, because we need that. Okay, all the companies in this world will need that. That when you have a new sheet that comes in, we want the data to grab. Okay, so everybody is doing manually nowadays. Now let's do it easily. Let's say we have Blantiga. Sorry, Blansabilan. We have a product. Okay, you just say what is that? Green water, right? Water, green water bottle. Let's say it's 115 quantity. Remember, this is a new sheet and the product is green water bottle. Okay, we'll be able to get this. Let's refresh. Beautiful. We see for the month of September, it's already there. Okay. So that's how you do it. One file I have already dedicated for my report. Another file is actually my users, okay, are updating it. All right. I just need to refresh it and my report is done. Okay. So this is what Power Query is. Okay, so it's keep on loading. It knows what to do the next time. All right, and it'll give you none errors also. You see that I don't face any error. I just need to to refresh it, and my report is done. Okay, so this is one of the sample that I've already shown you here. How you can combine multiple sheet. Okay, a simple one. Second one, let me show you how you can do a multiple files. Okay, multiple files here. Okay, this one I just show you the output lab because it will take some time for me to do this. Okay, so I have here a report file. Okay, this is the file that I've already completed my report. Okay, so now this report here has the chart. Okay, this is a pivot chart, pivot table, and my spark lines lah. Okay, this is what we call it as you can take it as a chart lah. Okay, so this is for the year 2017. Okay, and my data. This is how my data looks like. Let me show you the source file. This is how my source file looks like. So I wanted to do the report that looks like this, right? That looks like this. So wait, close this file. So I have another two files coming into this. Okay, so this is my main folders. Sometimes in your working environment, you might have a folder where you keep on dumping in the reports. Let's say you download a report for the month of January. Okay, then you put it in one folder. Then when February comes, you put it in that folder, the same folder until December. All right. So let's assume that is a scenario. So I'm putting for 2017 data inside here. So when the next years coming is 2018 and 19, let's assume that I'm going to just downloaded the file for 2018 and 19, and I have added here in one of the dedicated folder I was mentioning to you. So let's see when I refresh, does it bring in the data from the another 2 years? Right, let's see. It's a two different file. Huh? Sorry, I refresh. Okay, the content of the file is the same. Okay, and that's it. My report is done. There were two files. It didn't even take me 15 seconds to complete it. I did not even open the file, but my report is out. My report is done. My chart is updated. My spark lines is updated. My pivot table is updated. I didn't even sweat. I didn't even open the source file and it's done. Okay, so one file with multiple sheets, not a problem. Multiple files with one sheet also, not a problem. Even you have multiple sheets, also not, let's say you have few files with multiple sheets, so not a problem. You just bring it on. Power Query will just know what to do. Okay, so this is an example how you can actually do with multiple files, and you can also have this kind of output here. Now let me show you one example how fast you can do even though you have a huge data. Now I have here for 2022 sales data. Okay, so this is the sales data, my raw data. The number of rows is about 107,000, 107,000. You can see it there. Okay, let me show you how fast you can do this. Okay, I just make it like this. I have a date. I have a column for sales, then the branch for the sale, and also a column for SST. You might have a lot, doesn't matter. Even if you got a data of 30 or 60 column or 100 column, no problem. Okay, the fuller can support a lot of column. All right. So this one, I'm going to do it on the same sheet, on the same file. Okay, the Power Query on the same file. Okay, so this is the data has been brought. Okay, I'm inside the Power Query. You can see it here. Don't worry, guys. You see on top, the menu all looks a bit different. Don't give up because when you come for the class, I will make it very easy for you to understand how to read the what is it, the menu. They are very easy to understand. Okay, trust me. It's a 2 days class, but the second day you are already familiar with the menu because there is a trick. If you follow the trick, you will know how to read menu, right? Okay, so that is my date. Okay, this is my date column. This is my sales column, my branch column, my SST column. All right. Now, let's say I want to get. I give you a scenario here, lah. I want to split my transaction according to sheets. I give you a simple scenario. Okay, that means all the transactions that happened for the month of January, February, March until December. The record that I have here is all from January up to December for 2022. My boss suddenly asked me to split the sales from January, February, March. That means I have to do it the other way now. Okay, I have to copy and paste for January means January sheet. February means February sheet. Okay, now imagine if you're going to do that, there's a lot of cut and paste going to be involved. But let me see whether I can do this with the help of Power Query and also a pivot table. All right. Now, remember, his intention was to be splitted by month, right? Now, in Power Query, there is one which is called a date features. I can just click the button. There is no formula. Click the button. I already got the month name here. Okay, you can see there the month name is all selected here, January up to December. Just like that. How many seconds it took? No formulas also involved. Just a single click of a button, my month is there already. All right. So that is enough for me. The next thing I need to do here is I'm just going to close and load. Okay, let me load as a table now. Okay, shall I load it? Okay, never mind. I load it as a pivot table report lah. Okay, because I was just jump show you how it works. All right, now I'm going to do something. This is a pivot table. All right. Let's say I put my filters here with a month name. I put my date. Then I put my branch sales. Right. Let's say I just put my sales in. Okay. For now, I just put my sales. So easy for you to see. Now, the next thing I want to do here is okay, don't worry about all these steps that I'm doing here. Right. Let's say it looks like this. So this is actually for the month of January until 31st of December, okay, for all the data that we have. But I want it to be splitted into, like what I said, I want it to be splitted according to the month, right? Okay, so this is the tricks that I'm using from pivot table, all right? So we have here, I just put this. Do you see my pivot table has been splitted according to month right now? It's just not. So these are the transactions that happen to the respective months without doing any work. All by using a mouse, not even a formula, not even a manual copy and paste. I just used the power of Power Query, then the knowledge of pivot table, okay, a bit on pivot table, all right, and I got it done. Okay, of course, you can do a lot of wonders in pivot table. Okay, you can combine pivot Power Query and use it with pivot table, or you want to use it with any other Excel functions also can. Not a problem. You can do it. You can use it in any way that you want. Okay, not a problem. Okay, so after this, okay, let's say if this is how I do it in future, if I have a data that comes here at the bottom, sorry, there's a new record that is coming here. It will automatically, when you refresh, it will go to the respective sheet. It knows how to go because Power Query still holds the transformation part. When you refresh, the Power Query will see what was the steps taken. Okay, the step was taken. We push it back to the data here. Okay, then pivot table will take care of the rest. Okay, so we are combining with other tools in pivot in Excel. So even you want to do it in what is it formulas also can any formulas that you want to use. Okay, banyak benda boleh buat. Okay, a lot of things you can do. All right. Okay, so this is some of the things that you can actually use it even though it's about 100,000 plus data that I had, but you remember It took me less than a minute for me to achieve this, which is to be separated into different sheets. Okay, so that is the idea, that is the logic. And it's very simple, guys. Most of the things that you can achieve in Power Query, you can achieve it just by using the click of the mouse, not a formula. During the class, of course, I will show you a formula. The formula is very easy to be done. Okay, you just follow the methodology of the trading, then you will be able to use it in your in your working files lah, huh? Okay, now one last one. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, here I have a folder that I've created for my GLs. Okay, this is my quarter one's general ledger. Okay, the general ledger looks like this. Looks very bad. Okay, you can see this is what I meant now. When you download a report, most of our 95 of our report, it is not ready to be processed. You must involve some manual intervention. Then only you'll be able to go and do your the next step for your reporting, right? Like for example, is this. You see the headers all here. Imagine if I'm going to import this into my Excel. Even to import also, I'm so scared. Okay, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to have a distorted output because you can see there is a lot of gaps here. There's a lot of rooms here for spaces. Okay, that is another headache in Excel. When you have space, okay, in case if you all do not know, spaces in your data management is a risk of inaccurate report. Okay, because for example, an invoice number, let's say you have an invoice number that looks like this. So hold on, A123, that is my invoice number. But if you have an invoice number like this, A123 with the space at the back, they are not the same invoices. Okay, for data, they are not the same invoices. So that is a big problem in data management. Okay, so this I will guide you how you can avoid this. Even though you have a space, sometimes when human go and enter data, there's always a tendency to put a space. We are human beings, we tend to make mistake. So like what I just told you all earlier, there's not going to be any change of SOP. You are the SOP. All right. You are in charge how you want it to be. You no need to go and train people. Okay, go and do like this, like this. No need. Okay, you can just sit at your place, do it, finish it. Okay, no need to rely on people. All right. Now, let's imagine this is how the report looks like. Okay, a lot of distortion. Okay, a lot of columns. Okay, a lot of things definitely will happen when we import this. All right. So every quarter, I need to download this report and present it to my management. Okay, the report lah. So I've already done this. Okay. So this is how my report will look like. Okay, I've done a very basic report. Okay, so these are the charts. Okay, that I need to present. So far in that folder, I've created for the first quarter, January up to March. Right. So these are the charts that I need to update. Okay, how many percentage? Okay. Then this is where my pivot table comes in. Okay. Okay, all this will be done now. Okay. Now, then suddenly second quarter came finished. So I need to update it. You all saw how bad was the file, right? Okay, so this is the file for my second quarter, April to June. Okay, it's the same report structure. Okay, it's the same. So what I'm going to do, let's imagine I've already downloaded the GL for the second quarter. So I'm going to put the second quarter's report into this dedicated folder. Okay, then you saw the file already, right? Okay, you just compare manual and this refresh I'm going to do right now. And that's it. It took me not even 10 seconds for me to come up with a report. You see here. See, everything is updated. No macro, man. This is no macro, no coding, nothing. Zero. All just using your mouse. You can get this report done. 10 seconds. Okay. My best case study, my best case study for my training is from 7 hours. to 2 minutes. Okay, so that's how effective it is. 7 hours report, guys. Okay, it's almost a day's timer. Okay, now it's 2 minutes. So you see the time difference, how effective you can use the Power Query. All right. So during the class, I will teach you in and out about the Power Query. Okay, you will definitely go back. You will definitely will be very happy with the class because it will save you a lot of time. Doesn't matter what kind of data that you have. Doesn't matter what kind of data structure that you have. You can do anything with Power Query. You just need to know the concept and how what are the features available. Okay, so far I've been doing this Power Query training for years. Every scenarios that have been challenged to me was able to deliver. Okay, so far I never came across anything that that we can say Power Query can't do. Everything can be done. Okay, I'm talking about some complex questions that have been asked to me. So don't worry about it. I'm very sure that any data that you have, you can bring it over during the class. You can show it to me. I will give you a good idea how you can just process it using Power Query. All right. There's a lot of techniques that is involved there. There's a lot of options that is actually available there. Okay, even you have a PDF file also not a problem. The fella can do it, because because in Power Query, get data here. There's a lot of things that you can you can use it. You can see this as a format. Okay, from if it's a file, you can see PDF. Okay, SharePoint. Okay, the file format. Even you have a database. If you have a help from the IT, is even greater, guys. Okay, even if you have any IT people here, if your users ask you every week to come and deliver for your report, okay, then you are going to be a happy man because after this, you can link your Power Query directly to your server. These are the servers that it supports. Most of the servers definitely supports like SAP, SQL, Microsoft Access, IBM, MySQL. Banyak lah, okay, banyak. Even online server also definitely supports. Okay, then you can support to the server. There is no involvement anymore. You don't even need to download any report. You just go and click the refresh. The Power Query will go to the server, go and create the report and do it. Okay. This one I have done one training with one of the company with 2 billion records. Okay. And they link it directly to the server lah, because it's 2 billion. To be a billion, and they did it. Okay, of course, it took a bit more longer for it to develop. I think it took about 1 hour plus for the report to be generated, which is very good already for a 2 billion records like that. Too huge, so it needs time to process, but it's still processed. Okay, the Power Query is still processed, right? So there is no limitation because Power Query supports big data. Okay, 2 billion you can support. I don't sure how many data that you have, maybe more than 2 billion. Okay, so my case study up to now, the best is about 2.5 billion lah. Okay, to be precise, it's about 2.5 billion. So it didn't crash. All right, so that's how it is. All right, so there's so many other sources there. Even if you have a data from online, also can no problem. The fella supports. You can see it here. Now the latest one is even you have a picture, the fella supports as well. You can convert the data from a picture to a data. That means you just say you have a table, you go for a meeting, you just took the table, you can be converted into a data, no problem. Make sure your picture is good in quality lah, then you can get it. All right. So this is the wonderful tool of Power Query. Okay, there's a lot of scenarios. There's a lot of options that is available in Power Query. Okay, during the class we will go through it, the important features that we can use in our corporate reporting. All right, and hope you enjoyed and also had a good what is it understanding what Power Query really can do to your reporting time. Okay, and effectively how to do it effectively also. All right, guys. Okay, if you have any questions, please do put it in the chat box. I will reply to you. Okay, and I'll give you some idea for whatever question that you're asking.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan, for the great sharing. All right, feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or doubts, and Mr. Morgan will respond to them. Let's take a moment to collect the questions.
Let me try. Even though it's going to be a basic question, pun jangan risau lah. You can put it in BM or English, doesn't matter. Okay, you nak tahu macam mana nak check your version ke apa ke, your Excel version. Kalau nak tahu pun boleh tanya saya. I can guide you how to go and check. If you want to do an in-house course, it's even better. Sebab you have a various of departments kan. Mungkin you have the inter-departments punya data. You want to find out how you can actually relate back and come up with the complete report. Also can. Then during the class, we can do a case study directly. Okay, we go and learn. Then we engage on the second day on how to create a report. Also can. That will be very good as well. Okay, rather than you engaging other developers, okay, come and do a report for you, which is very costly. You can do it free just by using pivot table. All right. A lot of reporting nowadays, guys, the MNC companies, okay, they are not engaging any more external people, the one who's using Power Query atau Power BI lah. Okay, they are gunakan this tool itself because, like what I just mentioned to you, they don't need to have the help of IT anymore. Okay, you can directly do it, and this Power Query is end user friendly. Okay, no technical knowledge is needed. Okay, you can achieve anything in the reporting part just by using the options that is available, the features that is available. Any question, guys? Janganlah malu, tanya je lah.
Okay, it seems like there are no questions.
Okay.
Okay, so now let me share you about our upcoming training sessions. First, we have Mr. Morgan's training sessions, which are Microsoft Excel basic level, Microsoft Power Query. Next, we also provide other training sessions, social media marketing, CapCut for video marketing, digital marketing masterclass, ChatGPT mastery, Canva design bootcamp, Microsoft Excel, data analytics and visualization, AI tools for content creation and marketing, Microsoft Excel intermediate and advanced level, digital marketing professional. If if you are interested in enrolling in any of these courses, you can contact us. Thank you all and have a good day. Please follow and like our social media and get in touch with us. Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you, Prasanna. Okay, bye,
Thank you.
guys. See you. Bye.
Bye.